Welcome back, everybody. We're blessed to have you. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I was actually editing the video and I identified a few things that I missed, and I wanted to ensure that I share with y'all. So there's a lot of information in this video, and what you'll see is, we're kind of going through what the future has to hold, and we just got a lot of stuff that we kind of wanted to talk about. And a lot of information, and we're trying to wrap it up all in one video is pretty tough. So we left a lot of stuff out, but there's a few things that I wanted to note, and we're really excited to bring you this video, even though there's not a lot of fun, cool content. We're just excited to kind of bring a few other things to the channel. It's kind of what the whole channel was designed around, not just one specific hot rod, not just one specific motorsport, if you will. We wanted to do anything and everything: quads, dirt bikes, obviously hot rods, cars, race cars, trucks, anything and everything. So this is kind of the foreseen near future and long-term future. I couldn't tell you when any of this stuff is going to get rolled out, but either way, we just are blessed to have the opportunity to share with you a few other things, and we can't wait to get to that point. So with that said, we want to know what you guys want to see the most of. So after this video rolls out, after you watch the video, put it down in the comment section below what you're most excited about. We ask for you guys to give a little feedback throughout the video, get involved. So please ensure, if you watch the video, to put stuff in the comment section. We'd like to hear what you guys have to say. We'd like to hear your suggestions, your input, and what you're most excited about. So please put that in comments down below. Other couple things, if you guys obviously saw the thumbnail, so I talk a little bit about the newer Camaro, and it does kind of get into a little bit of deep conversation, and I'll leave a lot of information out, but I just ultimately wanted to share why I am super bummed that they're done with the Camaro. GM is completely done with it. And it's a car that has done so much for them. In my opinion, one of the baddest, coolest muscle cars ever designed, and I just don't feel like they're doing the Camaro and sending it out the way that they should. So we talk a lot about that, and then from a political perspective, I really try to avoid getting too deep into that, just for the sake of time and for the sake of the video. So I am gonna pop in a couple links, and this was another reason I had to roll out the start of this video, is because the social media that had this original link up, there's multiple out there. You just gotta dig deep for them, but this specific one I wanted to share, and I could not find it because they removed it, but it kind of just solidifies and shares a lot of information that I had in my mind and I wanted to share with y'all, but I didn't want to get too deep with. So scroll down the description, there's a link in there. You can either copy paste it or select it. I might actually throw it up on our Instagram page as well, and on our Facebook also. So please go down there and click that link, watch that video, and it just kind of opens your eyes to a lot from an EV perspective, battery perspective, and what the future is kind of looking like, and my personal beliefs when it comes to combustible motors and electric. And like I said, if that's your thing, it's different strokes for different folks, but at the end of the day, I just my personal opinion, wants, and drive is just to ensure that this platform stays around, and they can both coexist. So yeah, go down and select that link and check it out. There's some cool information on there, and the guy speaks the truth, speaks from the heart, and man, it's really eye-opening. So but do your homework. Be sure to go do your homework. And like I said, it's very easy to get in that hole and start talking a ton about this stuff. So I'm doing it right now. I'm rambling. So just do some homework, go in and look at it, check it out. We are super blessed to have you, and stay tuned. So, first off, I want to start out by saying thank you all so much for sticking with us, staying a part of the channel. I know it has been a super long time since we've rolled out a video. Most of y'all who have been on the channel and been following what we got going on know already just kind of my situation with, where we're at, and, just had a kiddo and shop location, everything like that. So I just want to let everybody know we are still doing everything. We're still working on the hot rods. We're still prepping to get the Camaro out on the track, and doing quite a few different things within the motorsports world and just cars in general. And we are videoing. It's just right now I haven't had too much of an opportunity to edit videos and get them out there on the channel. So that's kind of where we're at. Want to start out by saying, obviously, it's a blessed day, and we're excited to have you guys here and getting to roll out another video. So like we had stated in the previous video, we just wanted to kind of share with y'all an update and kind of what we have in store for the future. So we actually didn't lose any subscribers in the time we were down. We actually gained a few. So for those of you who are new, just go to show you, people are enjoying what we're rolling out. And for those of you who are new, what this is obviously a motorsports channel. Mom and pop shop, my dad and I tinkering around with hot rods and different little toys and stuff like that. Learning as we go, and just sharing it with everybody here that tunes into the channel. So we just have a passion for the motorsports world, and we're just learning every day, and we just wanted to bring you all in the journey with us. So that's kind of the whole goal and concept, and we're blessed to have this opportunity, and we just feel that it's right to be able to share that blessing with everybody else. So that's why we created a channel, and that's what it's all based around. So either way, without further ado, I've got a few things that I want to share, and kind of some existing goals that I've had personally, and plans that I had that may not come to fruition, but just wanted to share with you why and kind of where we're at. So first and foremost, as y'all can see, I don't technically know exactly where this video is going to go. Majority of it's just going to be me talking and sharing with you where we're at. So either way, behind me you can see a couple different things. Obviously, a new motor, brand new motor, and we got an ATV frame. And before I get too into detail, I'm not going to go crazy into detail on either of these, but before I get into any detail, I want you guys to take a pause. I know some of y'all, if you follow us on Instagram, you probably saw this post quite a few months ago when we initially picked this motor up. And by the end of this video, I will share with you what this motor is going to go in and what this frame is to. But if you could take a quick pause and put it down in the comments, any guesses on what frame this quad is from. So you can guess there, and then also, like we had an Instagram post, what this motor is gonna go in. All right, so take a pause real quick, post it down in the comments, and see what you guys have to guess. Obviously, this is gonna be a new hot rod, and this is gonna be a future build. But before we get into that, I do want to share one more thing, and this is the part that I'm gonna try not to get too far into the rabbit hole with, but one of we had three things here. So we have the quad, the new motor, which is the new project, and then what I had planned to acquire or purchase myself for actually quite a few years now. Obviously, you all know that I love Camaros, and I've always really wanted a 6th Gen ZL1, specifically 1LE Camaro. I think it was about this time last year, maybe. No, it wasn't that long ago. I mean, we're probably approaching that. I think it was over the last winter. I actually put a deposit down on one, and I'll pop up what this one was gonna look like. It was the white 1LE ZL1, top of the line Camaro. There was a lot of controversy out there whether 2023 was the last year for it, and just people didn't know at the time. I didn't know, and my whole goal was to acquire the last year make top of the line Camaro that GM made. And you know, they weren't releasing information at the time whether they were going to do any sort of send-off edition, or if 2023 was the last year, they're going to do 2024, so on and so forth. There was a lot of controversy over that. There was a lot of, you know, opinions out there and stuff like that. So what I did is I went and put a deposit on one, and my goal was, if, you know, I didn't acquire one by the time the 2024 came out, which was, if it came out at all, was 100% going to be the last one. So went ahead and put a deposit on one. Come to find out, started doing some more research. I got to a point where GM was saying, or people were saying, that GM was no longer going to be making the 1LEs. They were postponed, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, whether all that was true or not, I think some of the dealers were still getting them out. But either way, getting an allocation was virtually impossible unless you got it right out the gate or you were lucky or whatever. So what I found the best route was to just find one in transit to some sort of dealer and kind of go that route. So that's what I did. And I found quite a few, intercepted one northwest of here. I can't even remember where the heck it was now. Either way, it was like 14 hours from here. And I actually intercepted it before anybody else got to it. Was working with the dealer, and you know, they were great. Went through all the homework, the paperwork, figured everything out on my end for the most part. Obviously, you know, it's not a cheap car, but it was one of those things that I always wanted, and I knew it would be an investment, and you know, something that I could actually go cruise around during the day, or you know, with the wife or whoever, and maybe take it to some road courses in the meantime, maybe do some roll racing, maybe do some drag racing with it, just a little bit of everything. And obviously, you know, play with it, turn it up, and you know, modify, so on and so forth. So I was gonna do it. I found the car. I was gonna call the dealer that I put my deposit down and actually back out of that deposit, which they were okay with, because you couldn't get one. Allocations were pretty well impossible. So went through all the fun stuff when it comes to dealing with cars, brand new anyways. Went through all that. It came down to sales tax, and he ran those numbers by me, and I knew that there was sales tax, but I personally have never bought a brand new vehicle. Now, I bought vehicles that have less than 10,000 miles on them, but I've never bought a brand new vehicle on my own, and or for me, I should say. And so he hit me with sales tax, and I didn't realize that there was a state sales tax and an area sales tax. And both of those were like 5% and a little under 5%. So either way, long story short, when he had said that, I was kind of like, you know, I've got other things going on in life right now that are way more important than this ZL1 Camaro. And, you know, the most important thing in my life, you know, I'm blessed with the opportunity to enjoy a lot of fun things, and you know, the hot rods and stuff, and yeah, to me that is family. But the number one thing, you know, is my true family, my wife and my kiddo, and mom and dad and sister and everybody in between. So you know, we have some of our own personal goals in life, and one of which is we want that little girl to grow up in an area where she can have fun, she can enjoy stuff like, you know, this. And you know, I started on quads and dirt bikes and stuff like that, and you know, I want her to have the opportunity, whether she likes it or not, but at least to have the opportunity to just go outside and run and play and do her thing. And so that's kind of one of our goals, is to acquire some property, build our own house, and so on and so forth. And with where I live, you know, being blunt, being frank with everybody, it's pretty pricey. And you know, you can acquire 100 acres down here for the price of 20 where I live. So you know, my priority, number one, is her, and providing the best life for her and my wife and my family. So You know, at that time it was kind of just a light bulb. Just the best route is to put this on the back burner. Does that mean that I'll never purchase one? Absolutely not. Does that mean I'll probably be purchasing one for a lot more money? Probably, just due to the fact that this is 6 Gen Z. They're never doing them again, and it is an investment. So if you have an opportunity to buy one, I would buy one. It'd be really cool to have, and maybe someday I will. Maybe someday I won't, but you know, it's a decision that I'm happy that I made. Love to have the car, but it's going to open up way more doors and provide so much more joy and fun for not just myself, but for the people within my family. And obviously, the number one priority that I have with from a car perspective is this Camaro over here. So that's first along the list of toys, I should say. So that's kind of where we're at with that. A little bit more about that without trying to get into that rabbit hole that I spoke about. So come to find out, within the time that I shared I was going to roll this video out, and now GM has released the fact that they're going to build a 2024. There's a lot of rumors out there about another edition. I don't know, but they're doing like a heritage edition, and you know, I kind of quit trying to follow it as much as I could, just because, you know, it kind of makes me itch a little bit more when I see that stuff. So, but I know they're doing some stuff. I'll be transparent. I'm a little disappointed with some of the stuff. There's no power upgrades or anything like that. They're just doing some trim and just package and stuff like that. And I think they're doing like a Panther edition or something along those lines, because originally the Camaro was actually going to be called a Panther. So that's kind of cool, but it's not changing much. It's very similar to the other 6 Gen Camaros, which in my opinion is the coolest looking muscle car out there right now that's on the production line, in my personal opinion. And I know I'm a GM guy, but either way, so they did come out with that. You know, it's a tough pill to swallow for me, and I know it is for a lot of people, because what's trying to be pushed through, we all know, is what they consider the future, and you know, that's the electric world and everything like that, and all these companies and organizations are putting all their efforts and everything into that world, or that industry, or type of vehicle, whatever you want to call it. And it's an unfortunate thing, because there's a lot of people out there this day and age that have, you know, put food on the table for their families with, you know, combustible engines and not just for vehicles, anything and everything. It provides power to everything virtually in this world, but you know, and you know, people are they're not seeing the big picture. They're seeing what's being sold to them and what's right in front of them, and that's that it's helping the environment and making things better. And you know, if that's something that you enjoy and you love, that's great. But my take on it is that we need all the resources that we can get in this world. We want to be the strongest and the best, biggest, baddest country in the world, and the more resources we have creates that strength, if you will. But either way, you know, I'm no political expert or anything like that by any means, but I've done a little bit of research with this stuff, and you know, I just challenge everybody who doesn't have that understanding to look into that and check it out, or maybe doesn't know the backstory to all that and what it takes to actually create a battery operated vehicle, or battery operated anything for that matter. And you know, honestly, at the end of the day, fossil fuels are what creates all of that stuff. So like I said, you know, different strokes for different folks, but you know, there's a lot of people that have worked really hard and you know, done right by God to provide for their family via, you know, this stuff here. And you know, it's a shame. It's just, you know, I kind of think if I were ever in an electric vehicle, if something happened to it, and it's having some sort of issue or something like that, where the heck am I going to take it? I have no idea. You can't just take it to the local shop and get it fixed. I have no idea how to work on it. I have a hard time knowing how to work on these things sometimes, or a lot of times. So, you know, I don't know. And like I said, it is a rabbit hole deal. There's a lot that goes into it, and you know, one of the things that I think about is people who have looked into the details on what it takes to create one of these vehicles or the batteries that operate them. You know, say that, you know, at some point we'll get to that point where we'll sustain and it will be better for the environment. But the way that I kind of look at it is, you compare it to like an athlete, like a boxer or even a football player. And trust me, I played football till I graduated college, and favorite sport, love it, support it, and you know, I will back it all day long. But you know, the example that I like to give is it's just like a boxer or a football player that endures a concussion, and then another concussion, and another concussion, and then the next point they have some sort of internal damage or issue, and it's too late, right? You get beat up enough, the damage is done, and you can't go back. Is it the best route? I don't know. I don't think so. I think there's a lot of other resources out there that'll be better, and things that'll come up that will definitely help the environment if that's actually a concern. And you know, like I said, I'm no scientist or political expert by any means, stretch whatsoever, but you know, it's pretty blatantly obvious that if that's the way you're looking at it from an electrical world, it's not the answer whatsoever. Not even close. We're going backwards. Let's just put it that way. So, you know, that's where I'm at with that, and that's just my personal opinion. And you know, at this point, I've kind of, within the last couple of months, I've kind of quit looking into it because it's pretty factual, and my say is not going to do a lot, but I'll share what I can, and I know a lot of people that are probably watching this video have some sort of appreciation for that, or understanding, or I guess backing or support. But you know, it's a bummer, and that's another reason I really wanted this Camaro, is because you know, I'm trying to push all this in and get it in now, because where is this? What's it going to look like 5-10 years down the road? Like, is this going to come and go and be done and never get to experience it again? I don't know. Hopefully not, but who knows? I mean, obviously these vehicles are already going away. I mean, that's the Camaro, the Mustang, the Challengers, all. I mean, it's starting to go away, and hopefully maybe it'll ramp back up. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. It definitely could. Maybe they'll come out with a different line. I don't know, but electric's not the answer for me. I don't know anything about it. I like loud noises. I like the smell of race fuel in general. You know, I can go to a racetrack and blindfolded and be happy, and I can only imagine going to a racetrack where a bunch of electric vehicles are racing around or whatnot. And I don't know. Either way, like I said, it's a rabbit hole conversation. So that's where I'm at with that. That was the ultimate goal. So that is why I am not currently, and probably maybe never will, own a 6th gen Camaro. Maybe I will. Who knows? God is good. And, you know, maybe one day he'll bless me with one of those. Maybe he won't, but that just means that there are other things that he has in store for me, and I'm gonna support that. I'm gonna walk with him every step. So that's where we're at with Camaro. So that's that. And two, I am gonna be getting a new daily at some point. So that's another one of my priorities. My daily has been amazing. Car drive back and forth to work, whatnot. It's been amazing, but I just don't know how much longer it's gonna last. So next, I've been kind of contemplating what I'm gonna get. I thought there for a little bit that I'd get like a small size pickup, like maybe a Chevy Colorado or something like that. That way after work, I wouldn't have to go home. I could just, to get my truck or anything like that, I could just go to the woods and go hunting when it's hunting season. But now I'm kind of on this fix, and I think I want one, and I think I'm gonna buy one to kind of get my, I don't know, newer model Camaro fix, but dad vehicle at the same time. So I've been looking really hard into the old G8s. I like one of the 2009 G8 GTs with the LS2 motor in them. They're like 360 horse to crank, stock, headers, DOD, delete, and all that, cam lifters, whatever else, all that fun stuff. Make it loud, make it fun. You can get 450 to 500 to the wheel, depending on tuning and all that stuff. And those cars still get roughly 25 miles a gallon, obviously before tuning and all that, and all the mods and stuff. But so 4-door, great for the kiddo and the family. Decent gas mileage, and a vehicle that I will enjoy getting in every day and having some fun with. So I think that might be the route, and if I do go that route, I will be sharing that vehicle on the channel a little bit. If we do any mods or anything like that, probably throw some headers and exhaust on it right out the gate, and then kind of go from there. So that's that. So that's all I'll share with the Camaro stuff. And you know, there's a lot of stuff up here. Sometimes it's tough for me to relay that to my voice or verbally and share with everybody else. So, but the next thing, so I'll go ahead and share with y'all what I got going on here. So let's start over here on the right. So as y'all can see, this is a frame. This is a frame from a 2001 Yamaha Banshee. So you know, I've shared in the past that you know, I used to do some ATV stuff and things like that, and I was kind of contemplating a few years back how I can get my family involved and we can all do something that we enjoy. So I kind of got to thinking about the quad stuff, and you know, Little Sahara in Oklahoma is actually not too far from us, which is sand dunes southwest of us here. And you know, I have the TRX, the 450R, and I was kind of thinking about how, you know, I get my wife involved and we can all, you know, maybe make some family trips in the summer, stuff like that. And I used to own a Banshee. Unfortunately, I sold that Banshee, which I wished I never would. It was a 2006 special edition. Last year they made the Banshee in the States, here in the United States, and I sold that quad for really cheap, and back when, before they went crazy. So either way, I acquired this frame here. I'm going to do a full build. Virtually, there's only going to be a select handful of things on it that won't be touched or aftermarket. And being frank with you, I don't even know if this is the frame I'm going to use. I'd really like to find a complete roller, maybe even one with a motor that needs some work. It needs to be an A-frame bike. I'm only going to do an A-frame bike, so I need 90s and up. But I want to make it a dune bike. I want to make it something that I can ride, but I also want to make it something that I can hurt some feelings with at the dunes. So hill shooter, a rider, something that's super clean, super pretty, because that's just kind of our niche and what we like. So I'm thinking a lot of white and a lot of polish and chrome. So I love white. That's just my favorite when it comes to vehicles, especially your dailies. So right now, plan is white, lots of polish, stretch, probably +6 swing arm, somewhere in that ballpark. Some paddles, obviously. Big power, you should probably still do a 4 motor, 472, probably 115 horse, somewhere around that range on race gas. But I don't want to get too into detail with it. I don't know where this lies. Only thing else that I've gotten for it, I've got on order a set of sniper pipes, which the reason I order those is because they only make about 50 of them a year, and I was a year out when I ordered them, and I believe I should be coming up on that year. So either way, I did order those. Right now, once again, not my priority. But that's what it is. So if you guess that this is a Banshee frame, they're pretty easy to identify if you know quads and you're into four-wheeler world, if you will. So, and I guess I didn't really give you all that great of a view of it, but I mean, you could see the rest of it there. And then back over here, I guess I need to move the camera back. This is a supercharged LT4 motor. So this motor, which is pretty cool because we just got done talking quite a bit about the ZL1 Camaro. So this motor actually comes out of the brand new ZL1 Camaros. They come in some of the Z06s, and I believe Caddy has them as well. But either way, this is the LT4 motor, supercharged, 650 horse at the crank. And then back over there, we have a 10L90 transmission. And then back over behind this motor, you can see a little glimpse of it as a new frame, 4-link frame that we have back there for this project. This is going to be Dad's retirement project. So right now what we're doing is acquiring parts, but it is going to be I don't want to say a resto mod. It's going to be more like a Grand Touring 63 split window Corvette. So Dad and I's dream car has always been a split window Corvette. Only made them 1 year, 1963. So we're going to do that. The car's going to be sitting really low to the ground. It's going to have a fat tire on the back. It's going to have plenty of power. The car's super light, and it's going to be kind of a cruiser, but pretty car as well. He seems to want to do some sort of like SEMA build on it, but we're going to do the best that we can with the capabilities that we personally have, so we'll see how that turns out. Right now we're leaning towards kind of a candy apple red color, some tan to brownish interior, something like that. We're not quite sure. We want to figure out what we want to do with the frame so we can go ahead and get it powder coated. We don't know if we want to do a black or a match the color of the car, or what we want to do exactly with that. So either way, I'm not going to get too into detail on either of these. I'm rolling out a video of when we pick this up and when we pick the frame up after this one. So that's that. That's where we're at with these two things. And I want to know y'all's suggestion. What color do you think I should do over here on the Banshee whenever that time comes? It could be a way long down the road. And what color y'all think we should do on the split window bed? Also something that could be some time before we get rolled out. Dad's actually got to get double knee replacement, and we got a lot of parts to acquire. We haven't even acquired a body, any interior parts, any paneling, anything like that, electrical, all that fun stuff. You know, windows, you got tail lights, headlights, stuff like that. We got all the suspension stuff, we got all the frame stuff, so we virtually have a roller as we speak without wheels and tires. So that's where we're at there. Require a lot of parts. And then a brief update on Doc Holliday, the 69 Camaro. So the cool thing about this that y'all don't know is we took it to the track for the first time. When this video is rolled out, I don't even know what today is. It's like I think today is 23rd or 24th. But either way, we took it out to the track on the 21st. So this last Friday. Got a lot of gremlins to figure out. Only was able to make one little hit, really small hit with it. But blessed, so happy we got it to the track. It was blast and learned a ton. Went through a lot of hurdles and adversity, honestly, by the time we left to when we got there. But either way, so for those of you who don't know, I didn't do any updates on what we changed. I cut out all 4-link brackets out of the car. Added a ton of support there with the new 4-link brackets. Put a new rear end housing under it. Put a new gear in the third member. Went with a 10-inch instead of a 9-inch. Went to 411s. And then built a new puke tank to provide a little bit more room up above the rear end, a little bit more access there. But that was all. We did all the rear end stuff and the 4-link bracketry and stuff like that just to allow for a little bit more adjustment and change there. Add a little bit of support inside the cab as well from a structural perspective. Put adjustable strut cups on the front suspension so we have more adjustment there as well. What else do we do? Some other little nitpicky stuff. Chase down some gremlins. I know there's more stuff. I 100% know there's more stuff that we did to it. We adjusted the overflow for the transmission. Moved that tank up so it was returning. Everything would return back to the transmission if there was any sort of overflow or blow by, and then anything that got by actually ran that into the upper frame rail. What else did we do? I know there's other stuff, but either way, you get the gist. There was quite a bit. We cut all that out, and that was all kind of going down when we had the kiddo. So, you know, it's kind of back and forth. We did end up getting it done for the most part, and we got out to the track. So that's just really cool. And that video's coming, I promise. But you're not gonna see it for a little bit. But the good thing for us, I'm hoping that means y'all will stick with us and stay tuned till we get that rolled out. So that's where we're at with everything. We got the split window vet coming at some point, could be way down the road. We need to figure out what we're gonna do for a body here. We'd like to find an OEM one, but we know that's gonna be pretty pricey. And then honestly, that's kind of tough to do with an OEM, is to put that on some sort of aftermarket deal. But finding one, number one, is tough enough. Number two, the expense. But at the same time, you know, we kind of want that VIN tag and all that. So, and we know that it will virtually drop on and be all the other parts, you know, windows, interior, and stuff like that will be a lot better fitting than, you know, your aftermarket bodies and stuff like that. So we'll see. It's going to be new to us as well. We're going to do a lot of cutting anyways, fit the transmission in, and I have to put some tubs in it, obviously, and it's going to sit. This car's going to sit low. So, and you know, this is obviously never came in a C2 Corvette, so this kind of motor. So we're going to have to be doing some cutting, making things work, making things fit. So that's where we're at with that. Tell us what colors y'all think. Interior, exterior, frame, whatever. We would love to hear your suggestions on both. So I'm pretty set on everything. I think we're pretty set with what we want, but this one may be a little bit more of a toss-up. I've also thought about doing like a candy red or maroon type of frame with black and whatnot, but man, there's something about that white that just pops for me. I'm talking everything's gonna be white or polished other than tires. Like everything we can do on it is gonna be that way. So that's kind of the goal plan here. But yeah, so that's where we're at. I don't really think that I have anything else. I'm sure there'll be something that'll pop into my mind. Next video that rolls out, we're probably, after this one, is probably gonna be picking this motor up. And then what we might do, I'm not sure, we'll either one, throw in the video of us picking up the frame, or we'll go ahead and go to the track and show the first day that we got the Doc Holiday out and took it for a rip. So yeah, I think that's about it. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. For those of you who are new, please we ask that you subscribe. We hope you like the content that you're seeing so far, and we hope that you like what we have in store. We just ultimately wanted to give everybody an update. That's why it's a lot of talking here, because we haven't been on the channel for a while. I'm talking months. So we'll do the best that we can. Oh, and I did want to mention too, when I was talking all about, you know, the kiddo and getting some property in a place closer to home, that will help a lot with these videos once we get to that point, because I'll be able to have my own shop, and I'll be able to have the hot rod there with the trailer and everything a lot closer. So we'll be able to roll out these videos for y'all a lot more, and hopefully get a little bit better at filming. Hopefully, you know, have a little bit more content and opportunity to work on that. You know, so if the good Lord gives us that opportunity and blesses us with that chance, we're going to take it, and it's going to be great for everybody. If not, you know, we're super happy with where we sit in life, and can't ask for much more. So we'll see. We'll travel those roads and you know, just walk with God with everything that we do, and continue to talk with Him and reach out to Him, and you know, we're blessed to have you along with us in this journey, and thanks for tuning in. For those of you new, once again, I ask that you subscribe, like, share our content. If you got any advice for us, we're always taking it. We're just average Joes, like we like to say, and you know, we're learning every step of the way. We like to kind of go into those uncharted waters and you know, learn new things and get us out of our comfort zone. And I think we're definitely do that, especially with this Camaro back here. But we got a lot of people in our corner, or enough people in our corner to help us out, and we're blessed to have those people along with us. So, you know, we are excited about the future and can't wait to see what's got in store for us within the motorsports world and just life in general. So thanks again. We appreciate y'all, and looking forward to seeing you on the next one. God bless.